Okay. So, coming to the stage, the CEO and founder of GUBA Enterprise, Dentaa Amoateng, member of the British Empire. Now, prior to her establishment of GUBA Enterprise, Dentaa was involved in a number of successful personal projects. She was first introduced to the viewing public in 2006 with her hit show, The Dentaa Show. Okay, The Dentaa Show, which still today airs on Fox Life Africa. Not only is a connector, cultural icon, but businesswoman, talk show host, investor, entrepreneur. So great to have you, Ms. Dentaa. I appreciate you. Then keep it going.
Hi,
ladies and gentlemen. Her brother.
Hello, brother. Yes.
The boss. Prince Anthony Bart-Appiah, CEO and founder of TheBridgeZone. TheBridgeZone in Ghana and the United Kingdom. Anthony is the managing partner of a huge media and entertainment company called Voyaha. I said that right. Voyaha. Prince Bart is an entrepreneur, an investor, a connector, a world-renowned, I would say, giver and giver of opportunities, and a leader in creating structure and give back and lighting pathways in Africa, in Ghana, and building bridges from Ghana to the US, to the UK, and international. And so without further ado, I am so happy to have you both to be a part of this business inside the game. And one, let's just kick it off with a little introduction. Ms. Dentaa, I'll start with you first. Just a little background and what are you up to, and you know, let the people get to know you.
Thank you, my brother. Thank you. It's an honor to be on the platform here today. I think it's a very important session that we're having. So as you rightly said, my name is Dentaa Amoateng. I'm the founder of GUBA Enterprise, which stands for Grow, Unite, Build Africa. Started some 11 years ago, where myself and my husband were sitting in the living room, seeing amazing Black African people that were doing well. And we thought to ourselves, there's nothing in the UK that really celebrates British Ghanaians and Africans that are doing really good things in the UK. You know, how do we celebrate them? And so we put the awards together. And it's been, you know, 11 amazing years. And last year, 2019, during the UN Assembly, we celebrated our 10th year anniversary. And for us, we launched, you know, the fact that actually we're not just going to be celebrating, you know, people in Africa, but our brothers and sisters who are African Americans in America, we will celebrate them. Because I think what's happened over the years is that we are not speaking, we are not connecting, we don't know what our brothers and sisters are doing in America, we don't know what our African brothers and sisters are doing in Africa. And so I wanted to bridge that gap. I wanted us to say, look, let's celebrate each other. My brother here is doing XYZ, you know, in America, and your other brother is doing this in America. And so we see how we can build that partnership. We see how we can do business together. And so, you know, 2019 was a significant year for us, looking at the year of return. I'm also on the Ghana Tourism Board, so it was a great year for us in terms of promoting tourism, in terms of promoting culture, in terms of celebrating 400 years since slavery, and how, you know, we've been divided for so long. How do we encourage our brothers and sisters to look back home to Africa? And so, you know, I think it's really important that now we start discussing, you know, the opportunities that we can as my brother's organization, we can bridge that gap, you know, the BridgeZone, bridging that zone and bridging each other together. It's absolutely vital. I'm also a TV presenter. I started TV presenting in 2004. Where I basically interview inspiring people that will encourage the community, let people know that we have great role models out there as well, and just engage and be able to talk about success and also talk about failures. Long enough, I think that we don't talk about our failures and we don't talk about our struggles. But my TV show goes into that, you know, being successful is not easy. This is the journey that sometimes you have to go through. This is, you know, sometimes you will fall down 100 times, but actually you can pick it up and keep going. And so it's inspirational, it's motivational, and it really encourages people that, look, Baron has done it, I can do it as well. You know, Bart has done it, I can do it as well, and just encourage each other. And so that's kind of me in a nutshell. I do, you know, consultancy. So businesses that want to come into Ghana or Africa, we help them set up here. People that are looking for investment opportunities, we match with people that are looking at partnerships. We do all of that. And so, and now I've been appointed as a manager for the Diaspora and International Relations for one of the biggest football teams in Ghana. And it's a very exciting time, and so many other things that I do. But really, I'm just passionate about the motherland, and I'm passionate about our people.
I mean, I go off screen for a minute. Give me some tissue. They thought tear up. Prince Bart, you got the stage. It's on you, man. Let us know. Talk to us, man. Talk to your people out here.
Thank you very much for giving me this opportunity to be on the stage on this virtual summit. As Baron initially said, my name is Prince Anthony Bart-Appiah. I'm from Ghana. I am an Akan, and I come from the Adriana clan, which is one out of the 8 clans that are from the Akan tribe. My grandmother is the queen mother of the Akwemu traditional area. She's the longest serving queen mother in Ghana. And my uncle is currently the king of Akwemu. I studied in the UK, went to college, Middlesex University, then did my postgraduate at University of Greenwich, where I studied education. I also then went ahead to the London Academy of Diplomacy, because I wanted to be able to help my people by negotiating good deals for them. So I got my master's in philosophy at the London Academy of Diplomacy. And a few years ago, I thought, let me do something different. How am I able to tell my story? How am I able to tell the African story? So I went to school to study film, and I attained the diploma in film in the UK. Since then, I've done a lot of commercials for the government in the UK, for the National Health Service, for the Veteran Service, for KFC, and a lot more. Again, in 2017, my uncle, the king, decided that I should come home to, help rebuild the traditional area. He is young as well. And so we teamed up to make Ghana and Akwemu a better place for our people, and by dealing specifically with the diasporans, because the diasporans are also Africans. They, in 2003, the African Union called Black America the sixth region of Africa. So I looked out and I said, how do we tap into our brothers and sisters? How do we unite to form an igniting awareness about Africa and try to take some of the misconceptions and the perceptions that people have about Africa? I went ahead and financed myself to travel to over 40 states in the US, where I met various people to understand why these misconceptions and why we Africans also have some misconceptions about Black Americans. And through that, and with the support of my sister and the government of Ghana and other agencies, I created the TheBridgeZone to help bridge the gap between Africa, especially Ghana, and the United States, by telling our own stories through art, film, music, and whatever. I'm also an entrepreneur. As you said, I'm a fixer. I like to put A and B together to make things happen for everyone. I like to see a happy world. So that's about me.
I mean, thank you, Juan. Those were incredible introductions, and I would say, just want to pick up on TheBridgeZone and building bridges, right? Because when we first sat down at dinner, right, that's all we talked about, right? We talked about, when you're like, hey, who are you? And I was like, yeah, I'm Baron. I grew up on this side. I'm trying to build a bridge to South Central. And you're like, yeah, I'm Prince Bart, and I'm building a bridge from Africa to the United States, right? And then Dentaa, you were talking about the importance of just, these stereotypes and how, media, right? How traditional media has stereotyped us to believe each other the wrong way, right? What are some of the things that you guys are doing to kind of break those stereotypes, right? And what do we need to do, right, on our side to break these stereotypes? Go ahead, Dentaa. And either one can answer. We just talking.
So I think for far too long, Africa has been seen as, African Americans, our brothers and sisters, have seen us that we sold our brothers and sisters off in terms of slavery, but not really also looking at why would your brother or sister sell you off to slavery? What must have gone into that for them to do that? That it mustn't have been easy for somebody to say, take my brother, or take my daughter, or take my sister, And we must remember that there was a lot of things that were going on. They wanted to divide us. They wanted to break us, that relationship. They wanted to break us being a force to be reckoned with. Because when you look at the Black people, if we were one, or if we were still in Africa, we would be so strong. But they have wanted to intentionally break us. Okay, so there's that misconception about what happened during slavery, what happened to our brothers and sisters on the other side. Okay, and then we also don't understand in terms of Ghana, what our brothers and sisters really went through when they got to America. So there's that disconnect that sometimes we don't understand the way in which we work, okay, or we've been brought up. Also, they think that, Africans will live in mud houses, but actually we have skyscrapers just as America. Okay, we have some top hotels, we have some beautiful places that when you go, you're like, wow, is this Africa? They're always showing the famine and the skinny child, or the flooding of what's happening in Africa. But actually they don't show the beauty. They don't show the millionaires that we also have in Africa. Okay, that's always downplayed. They don't talk about our rich culture and everything that we have to offer in Africa. And that, yes, Africa is a developing country. And so there are opportunities for our brothers and sisters in America to invest, because they make it so difficult for you to come to Africa in the first place. Because when you come to Africa, remember, you're going to get malaria. You're going to have a yellow fever. And so they are making you scared of coming to Africa in the first place, because they're thinking, oh my God, I have to have this injection, I have to get this, I have to get that. But actually, there's your brothers and sisters are living there, they're fine. You know, how they're surviving. Yes, there are illnesses, there are sickness, but it's also abroad. Even looking at this COVID-19 situation, African countries are actually doing well, more than America, more than Europe, more than the UK, you know. And so, you know, the misconception is to break us, you know, because we would be a force to reckon with if we were together, if we had that bond. And so I think that this is why these conversations are so important for us to have, so that we get to really know each other. We get to understand one another and then start to close that gap that they have built to separate us.
A little disconnected. Prince Bart picking up. Can you guys hear me?
Yes, we can. Yeah.
I mean, Dentaa, that was amazing. That's, I mean, that's exactly, it's the information, right? And Prince, you were talking to me, you know, when we first spoke, and you know, a good brother of ours, Boris Kojo,
Yes.
you know, he joined you on your mission. Talk about the walk and talk about what you're doing for African Americans, right? To have this experience, right? to have this rite of passage, right? Can you talk about that?
So just to add to what Dentaa said, Africans and African Americans and every African in the diaspora should understand that we were in the same boat. We were also colonized during the time of slavery. Ghana just attained independence close to 60 or 61 years ago. And so we were also under strict rules the same time that, you know, slavery and treating people badly was going on in the United States. Africa is not just one country like everybody thinks, where we have 54 different countries in Africa, and they all have their own governments. They all have their own beliefs. Yes, we were divided during the slave period, but we are beginning to join forces. I mean, the African Free Trade Zones was just launched a few months ago to create a single market for Africans, whereby if you take something to South Africa and that person wants to take that thing to Ghana, you do not have to pay anything. And so what myself and Dentaa and the people behind us are trying to do is to first teach African Americans about our culture. Yes, we have technology in Africa. 67% of Africans use mobile phones. And people say Africa is too poor and we depend on aid, you know, but Africa depends on the monies that people like myself and Dentaa in the diaspora send back home. In 2010, the UN said we sent 51 billion to our families back home in Africa, whereas we got aid from the World Bank and the IMF 10 billion less. We are a developing world. We are trying to get to the developed world. And so those myths that they keep saying, and they keep saying that Africa is poor and all that, prevents us from uniting and rebranding Africa, rebranding our race to get to the next chapter of our lives. And that is what myself and Kojo are trying to preach around. I've been to over 35 different states in America, sitting in Ubers, going to pubs, talking to small groups. Like we've done a lot. And in 2019, we brought close to 7,000 people to Ghana as part of the year of return, for them to learn about the culture, for them to learn about the business aspect, for them to see the pathway to citizenship so that they have a second choice. The president of Ghana listened to those that came from the diaspora saying, you've asked us to come home, but we don't feel at home. How do we need to have some sort of citizenship? So the president, in his own wisdom, decided to launch Beyond the Return, which is a 10-year initiative that will give pathways to citizenship to the diasporans, opportunities to fill Ghana, to learn about the culture, boosting Pan-Africanism, and all that. So I think there's a lot that we are doing, but we need our African-American brothers and sisters to join in this fight, because division will not take us anywhere. We can build wealth in our own communities. Thank you.
I love that. I mean, and you're absolutely right? You know, in order to erase these stereotypes, you know, the work that you've been doing, right? You know, we call it just kind of beating the pavement, beating the ground, right? Hustling, right? You know, just being able to kind of share these thoughts and ideas that, you know, it's more commonalities, right? It's more synergistic. You know, we're going through the same things. Let's talk about, like, how can, you know, the diaspora and what we're doing and making and building this bridge, you know, to Africa through Ghana. Where, like, we want to invest, right? Where are the opportunities, right, that are now presenting themselves in Africa, as far as all the stuff we talked about, right? Animation, technology, mobile platforms, sports, with the NBA Africa partnership. You know, just expand on, you know, to the people, like, where should we be looking, right? You know, as far as expanding our resources to Africa and our investment dollars as well.
Absolutely. To realize that by 2040, Africa will have the larger workforce than China and India. By 2050, half of the world's population will live in Africa. So no matter your race, ethnicity, or nationality, if you're serious about entrepreneurship, right, and building a brand or wealth, Africa is the place to look at. Look, we're not every Black person, right, is gonna move back home to Africa. But I do believe that all of us can invest in Africa. Now, if you look at the US, the UK, it's already built. They've already built their cities. But Africa, it is fertile land. It is still a developing country. And so the opportunities to build is enormous. And like my brother said, look, Africa, you're not just looking at, you know, there are different countries in Africa. Every single one of them have opportunities for you to build. Whenever you go to Africa and you complain about something, that means there's an opportunity to do something. That's how I see it. Whenever you complain about, oh, the customer service is not good, or there's not this type of building, bingo, that's a business idea. Set up a customer service school. We don't have that. Hospitality. People say, oh, you know, we don't have, there's so many opportunities, you know, and so because we are developing, the opportunities are so vast. So vast. And I think that we need to take the opportunity. Why do you think China people are there? Why do you think there's Italians there? There's all sorts of people in Africa. And trust me, they are making big money in Africa. And so if our own brothers and sisters don't look at going back or investing, then they will lose out on the opportunity. Okay, look, Ghana, our GDP growth is 6.1 okay, as of 2018. Inflation, looking at 9.1%, okay. Our population is 29 million, okay. And so we are the second largest economy in West Africa. You know, like there's so much opportunities for you to look at investing in Africa. When you talk about industrialization, if we're going to be a workforce that's going to be bigger than India and China, that means our industrialization has to grow. We can make things in Africa. You don't need to go to China. Okay, you can now start looking at opportunities in Africa. And so I think that, you know, we like looking at the beyond the return and initiatives that we want to do. When you look at the 7 pillars, it gives you the opportunity to look at investment opportunity. And so we've created an online platform called Ordana Connect. Ordana Connect allows you to see investment opportunities in Ghana that you can partner, that you can invest in. And also, I'm just thinking to myself, you know what? You can even just mentor people. Some of us in the diaspora have gained knowledge and skills that you can transfer to a young person in Africa and build them up. Okay, so that is an opportunity. We haven't got our own Amazons yet in Africa. Okay, so that's an opportunity. You know, we are, like I said, we are developing. And so when you come to the motherland, you will see the opportunity. You will smell the opportunity. Because trust me, once you build and you do it good and you do in partnerships with the people in Africa, we can only grow as a nation. We can only grow as a people. You know, when you look at even what Tyler Perry has done, okay, we don't have a huge studio like that in Africa. There's an opportunity right there. When we talk about animation and what we're trying to do with you, Baron, there's so much opportunity. There's talented young Africans in Africa, but they just haven't been given the opportunity. If you nurture them a little and put them on the platforms that we have in the US, trust me, they are bigger than some of the people that you have in America. And so, look, and that's why I think our organizations are important. And I think that, again, I'm standing on this again, that conversations like this need to continue. It needs to happen so that we can bridge that gap.
I totally agree. And Prince has sent me a bunch of, scripts and animations and movies, and for me and I think for Big as a whole is like, that's why we're talking, right? Because, a big action item of who we are is to just go and do it. Go look the part, be first to it, initiate it, right? And hopefully people follow, right? And you don't have to follow us. You just have to go and do it, right? And to your point about mentorship and resources and things like that, I'm excited about, our partnership and our opportunity because we're going to be able to build that structure, right? We're going to be able to hold all of these entrepreneurs that we've seen today in our factory, right? All these people on our panel, right? Just hold them accountable for being a part, right, of this bridge that we're building, right? And allow these, these young kids, right, to allow these entrepreneurs, the people who have been overlooked in Ghana, to be able to come and have a platform, because we can do it, right? We can invest. There's we can love. I don't know what's happening. I don't know. You too early, bro. Gotta get off. Get off. Get out of here. I think we're having some technical malfunctions.
Can you hear me, bro?
Music, there's good music. I don't know what's happening. I think this is a technical malfunction. We're gonna pause this, go off screen. You can listen.
Yeah.
Technical malfunction. This is our first time. That is DJ Butter. He's coming in. Get the party lit. But you know, to to finish what we're talking about, as far as our partnership, you know, one, just super excited, right? Just super excited about one, going to Ghana, you know, bringing people back, building this bridge, right? Dedicating our resources, right? Dedicating our time, dedicating our mentorship, right? And dedicating our dollars. And, you know, I think for Big, you know, the reason why we wanted to end this panel and the summit, you know, with this conversation is because everybody out there, we need to start thinking about who we are, what we are, right? And what we want to be, right? And we cannot be complete until we know who we are on all sides of the world, of the continent, right? And also in our hearts, right? Because we are all, you know, this pandemic gave us an opportunity for everybody to see who you are, what completes you, what makes you up, right? And, you know, for me and my curiosity, I think, you know, it was God who put us in each other's life, right? And, you know, we're forever connected. You are my brothers and sisters. And I think that, you know, the more we build, the more complete I become and the more curious I become. And, you know, I would say for me and for everyone out there, let's become curious, right? Let's not be skeptical, right? You know, let's lean in with understanding. Let's lean in with sharing each other's stories, right? Listening to each other's stories, right? And pluck out the words that are common to you. Pluck out the words that resonate, right, with love to you, right? And I think that is how we cure ourselves, right?
Yeah.
Because there's nothing stopping us. There's nothing holding us back, right? From just every day moving in the right direction, right? And moving towards creating change. And so I want to thank you, Dentaa. I want to thank you, Prince Bart. And I really just appreciate everyone joining us out here from all around the world. You know, and Prince Bart hooked it up where our whole summit and panel is going to be streamed in Africa to over how many people, Prince?
GB Africa and Box Africa will be streaming. They would also be interviewing you on Friday and interview Professor L, who was one of the moderators, and one of the speakers as well.
Amazing.
So we want to keep the momentum going. And I know I got disconnected a bit, but I just wanted to add that Africa is now the best place to invest in. Between 2010 to 2006 to 2011, we recorded the highest rate of return for direct foreign investment And so all this myth about there's too much risk in Africa is just to continue dividing us so that Africa will continue depending on the World Bank and the International Monetary Fund. But we have a lot of our folks, our brothers and sisters who are into technology. At the moment, 60% of our labor force is in agriculture, but we still depend on rain-fed farming. But we know that there are brothers and sisters in the diaspora that are into technology. We need those technology in Ghana. Our fashion, our arts, our music, our film. We have a vast amount of stories, and we have a good number of designers. You've seen some of these collaborations around the world with Beyonce and Shatta Wale, Kelly Rowland, and Kerry Hilson and Stonebwoy. You know, some of our greatest artists are on Black is King. And now, Baron, you and I and my sister, we're talking about the animation aspect. We have our Kwekwanansi stories that we could share to the rest of the world. And so I think, and it's profitable. I mean, CBD, I heard that there was this discussion a few hours ago about CBD. It's another opportunity. So I think this is our time. Let's work together.
And with that said, the words from the Prince, the final words of the big summit, our first annual, well, it's not really annual into this another year, right? But the first, our first big summit, demo day, I would say international summit. And for everyone out there, we want to thank you all for sticking it with us, sticking in there with us throughout the day. And, you know, we appreciate your patience. We appreciate your love and support. Hit these companies up, support them, retweet them. You know, sometimes it's just a tag, a post, a heart, a love, a like. Share the platform. You know, when you see us, you know, putting content out there for Big or Slick or for You Wish, you know, all we ask that you do is share it because, you know, we're lighting pathways for people of all sorts of walks of life and people from all different backgrounds. And, you know, you guys mean a lot to us because you stick with us. You've been loyal. You've been super supportive. And as this thing grows, as we grow, you you always have a place and a home here with Big. So I would like to thank you guys from the bottom of my heart. Thank my team. Thank our sponsors. Thank you, Prince. Thank you, Dentaa. And everybody, now we can get the music going, and I am officially out. We did it.